And we are live, another edition of Next Round Cocktail Hour with Brittany Wagner and Kelly Hunter. I'm Lance Taylor. Welcome in on this Tuesday where we talk advice, adventure, adulting. I think we've got a lot of adulting on the table today.
Yeah.
As these two retweet.
It's saying not available. The broadcast is not available.
I got it.
You did?
I did.
Come
on, Brittany.
No, it says we're live.
I don't know.
You're like in the college world too. You should be like technology should be a
college world right now.
You want to give a little more information on that?
Why?
It's exam week. It's the end, or next week. It's the end of the semester.
Are they flaky?
I don't like them. They don't like me. We're done.
Really? What do they call you? Are you a doctor? Do you have a doctorate?
No, they call
Miss Wagner.
Miss Wagner.
Miss Wagner.
Some of them would be like Professor
Doctor.
Wagner. I'm like, that's silly. Don't call
Dr.
me that.
Wagner.
Any of the guys call you Sweet Cheeks or
Good
anything
Lord,
like
no.
that?
I would punch him in the face.
Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny?
I think they're scared.
Because you're so intimidating.
I think she's intimidating.
No.
Would you date younger?
No, that young? God, to the no. You know, I've said this before. I can't. Your age starts with a 2. I'm out.
But you know, some guys got to go into his head. Easy A if I can somehow.
No, surely not.
You never know.
I think I'm too old.
Different world. Hey, some dudes like it. Some dudes like younger, some like older.
Ew.
Same goes for girls, right?
I'm not interested.
Okay. Next round cocktail hour, Blakelee's Bouquets. We appreciate everything they do. Birthday flowers, anniversary arrangements, wedding flowers, funeral flowers, anything you need. Check out BlakeLee'sBouquets.com. We're drinking a Robert Mondavi, the Cab Private Selection. It's good.
It's nice.
It's got a little good dryness to it, yeah.
Cheers. Monster
Britt,
energy.
still on dry April.
Although I did cheat.
Ooh. So how does that make you feel?
An energy drink because the water.
Did you tell your therapist about you cheating on dry April?
No.
What?
I haven't been to therapy since I cheated. But here's why I cheated. It's a topic. Should we go ahead and dive in?
Yeah, we can get into that.
Okay.
Driven to drink or something?
No.
I like how your hand was forced, or you believed it was.
I
because
thought kind of my hand was forced.
Okay, we'll tell the story, and then I'm going to give you my advice on it.
Okay.
Because I see both sides of this.
So I went to I had players playing it in the USFL Saturday, both games. So I was going by myself, and I thought, I'm just going to go. And I'll just sit in the stadium. It's a nice day. It's sunny out. I'll hang out in the stadium. Well, they cleared the stadium, and I didn't know they were going to do that. So I had like 2 hours.
Why did they clear it? Was it 2 games?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like after the first game, they cleared it, and then they weren't letting people in for 2 hours. So.
Are they all based in Birmingham again this year?
No.
Sidebar. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to go across the street. I didn't want to move my car because I paid to park. So I felt like I was stuck. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to that restaurant, the Mexican restaurant across the street, Cantina or whatever. And I'll just sit there, watch TV and hang out. Well, I go in. Well, then there's a dilemma. I'm by myself. I don't want to sit at a table by myself. That's weird. So and it's packed because there's a lot going on downtown this weekend. So I walk in, there's 1 seat at the bar.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, is the seat taken? And no, everybody's like, nope. And I sit down. Well, what happens when you sit at the bar? The guy immediately is like, what do you want to drink? Well, I felt terrible. I'm like, I can't sit at the bar for 2 hours and drink water. Like this guy, he'll be missing out on like money. I mean, what am I going to sit here and not have a tab? So I sat there for a minute and I thought, you know what? Okay. I'm just going to do the right thing here.
So what did you drink?
So
Makes sense to me.
I did the right thing and I drank. I had vodka soda with a lime.
You could have done soda water with a lime. Nobody would have known.
But the bartender
So I
would
think
have
she would
known.
Yeah.
But you still could have tipped him what you would have normally tipped him.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying, because, I sit at the bar, because I'm like you. I love sitting at the bar, whether it's by myself, obviously, but if I'm just with one other, I want to sit at the bar.
Same.
And whether it's Jack or Jace or Leighton, and they're not of age, I'll still take them up there. And they never say anything.
Oh, I always get popped. But then again, mine are like 11.
Yeah.
And so they're like, no, ma'am.
They don't say anything to me, but I do drink, and then they'll drink whatever else. But I'll still overcompensate based on the fact that they took a seat.
I guess I could have done that.
Yeah, so you could have eaten a cheese dip.
Just said, hey,
I did eventually order because I wasn't like drinking, like people were doing shots and I'm like,
Well, it was a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I did end up ordering like an appetizer and just so I would have a tab.
How was the vodka?
Bad. That's good.
Of course. Yeah. So what you're
Tasted
missing.
good, didn't it?
It was good.
It's Next Round Cocktail Hour with Kelly Hunter and Brittany Wagner. I'm Lance Taylor. We're taking questions. Paul said, get her a Ghost, the Swedish fish version, one of our sponsors, energy drink, from our friends at Adams.
This is a Coke product, right? I asked the Coke guy earlier if it was to make sure I could.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all
But
good.
I've never had a Ghost.
Ghost's good. I had one yesterday.
Is it an energy drink?
It is, and
Okay.
it works.
Really?
It does, yeah. And if you like Swedish fish, it tastes just like Swedish fish. If you like Sour Patch Kids, tastes like that.
Oh, I do
Warheads.
like sour.
Oh, I've had one of those. They brought, y'all had them in
Yeah, we
those
had-
goodie bags.
we had a ton
yeah,
of them.
yeah, I've had those.
Which we're now out. I drank the last one yesterday, so we need more of that. Any questions you have? Again, we're talking advice, adventure, adulting. So I don't think it's that big of a deal if you sit at the bar, if you just think about them and give him a $10 tip or
Okay.
whatever.
No, and I would appreciate, I think that because then if I'm standing there.
And you can
waiting
tell him on the
seat-
front end, hey, look, vodka or just club soda and lime. I'll take care of you. There's nowhere else. I don't want to be a weirdo and sit by myself at the table. I mean, the only people I see that sit at tables by themselves, they've got like a laptop, typically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's weird. I
Yeah.
can't sit at the table by myself. I can do things by myself. Like I can go eat to a restaurant. I can go to the movie. I went to football games. Like I don't have a problem doing things by myself, but I don't want to look like a weirdo.
Have you become independent like that?
Yeah, I
Did you?
totally am like a loner
Were
now.
you a
I've given up.
point? And I'm getting off tangent here, but were you at a point in life where you always wanted to be with somebody, but now that you've it sounds so bad, been alone so long?
Yeah,
Are you cool with it?
This is
Yeah,
a compliment.
kinda.
He's
It really
coming around
is.
on a compliment.
I
you've-
kinda
no,
am.
you've grown
I'm
as a
fine.
person.
Yeah, I'm
Because
fine.
I think for people that have to have somebody around, that's a crutch.
Well, or you get to, like there was a time in my life where I just wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because I would, have this pity party. Like, well, I don't want to go, but I have to go by myself. And now I'm like, whatever.
Well, you're never going to do anything. If
Right.
Yep. I mean, and I didn't get married till I was almost 29, and I had lived away from all my friends. So I kind of learned to do that on the front end versus you got married pretty.
Oh
Or-
yeah, I've never been alone.
So I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't have that time on the
haven't.
you didn't have that time on the front end of being
No.
of figuring out you
No.
can do stuff by yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think I tell people all the time, like if they've broken up or something, like you've got to be okay being by yourself before you can
Yeah.
be any good for anyone else.
I mean, I've
You
been on
sound like a
vacation
therapist.
by
I
myself.
know.
I mean, I went to New York, but I've been to like the beach, like got a condo, went to the beach for the weekend by myself.
Yeah, I've done vacations by myself. I mean,
Yeah.
one was forced when I had to go to Amish country. I had a lot of
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And then I, when I did play-by-play in Kansas, like I did like a week tour by
Mhm.
myself.
That's
before
right.
I
You
got
did
up there.
Jayhawk League.
Yeah,
Still can't believe we didn't bump into each other.
I
out there.
know. But I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, I knew I had somebody at home. So I think that helps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't have that in the back of my mind.
You got
it.
your
You got
daughter,
Kennedy.
and you got your dogs who you love a lot,
Kind of.
as we've had discussions about prior
No,
to the
we're not even
show.
gonna get
I
into
mean,
that.
that's
Okay, I've got some questions
Yeah.
here. Michael says LT to use them for your workouts. I think he's talking about not
Ghost?
you two. I think he's talking about Ghost.
we will wear people out. Don't worry. It's
I don't because I work out in the mornings. I'm one of those guys I want to go on and get it over with
Mhm.
because in the afternoon sometimes I like to do this.
before you have time to think about it. I hear you.
Steven, I like this show a lot. Well, thank you, Steven.
Aw,
No,
thanks, Steven.
Steven.
The Rowback hoodie is fire. Thank you.
I know.
I know. I do like that.
Y'all feel it. I'm not trying to get
I
weird.
felt it the
Okay.
last time you had it on. I
But-
mean, not
I
in a
can feel the
weird
inside.
way.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean and they've got every color, and right now TNR 20, you get 20% off. Tesla Talk said he just bought 4 of them, so
For-
thank you.
for-
Wow.
This person
Yep.
really must love their Rhodesian Ridgeback. They're good dogs.
Yeah, so we were talking. Trent Dilfer, the head coach now for UAB, came in today, and he's got a half Rhodesian, half pit that they rescued from a crack house.
No,
Wow.
Yeah.
no, because they fought lions. That's
Yeah,
what Rhodesian Ridgeback-
Rhodesians, and you can tell, like some of them, and really most of the, like I don't trust pits
Mhm.
in general, but it really depends on the owner and how you bring the dog up.
Yeah.
But I'll see a lot of Rhodesians at the park, and some are sweet and some are mean as hell.
I have a friend. That's all she like. She is brand loyal. She got one Rhodesian and loved the breed so much. She just.
Well, that's like me
Stuck
on the
with-
Vizsla.
Yeah.
I will end up getting another Vizsla.
Well, didn't you had an Italian Greyhound?
I had Italian Greyhounds, but the problem with the Italian Greyhound is they're almost like cats. I mean, they want to be on you all the time. They're really sweet, but I don't know. They're so little.
What's the other one that's like the Italian? Is it a
Whippet?
Whippet.
Yeah.
because I accidentally asked one woman, she was like at the beach, she had two of them. I'm like, oh, are those Italian Greyhounds? She's like, they are Whippets.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh.
clearly she's been asked one too many times if those are
So
Italian Greyhounds.
it's the Italian Greyhound, the Whippet, and the Greyhound. It's the same family.
Okay.
And they all look just the same. They're just different sizes. Blakelee's Bouquets brings you Next Round Cocktail Lab every week with Kelly Hunter and Brittany Wagner. I'm Lance Taylor. We welcome any of your questions.
Not any.
I wanted to bring this one up today because you actually brought it up. So something obviously is going on.
Mm-hmm.
But are we getting old and grouchier? Does everyone hate all the celebrations, the gender reveals, the sweet 16s?
Well, I think all of us had our children after gender reveals became a thing. Like before they became a
yeah.
people didn't do this stuff.
No.
And now it's because my daughter is 15 going on 16, the sweet 16 parties. Did y'all have sweet 16 parties when y'all were?
No.
I didn't. That was not a thing either.
No.
And I'm like, why does everyone feel the need to celebrate themselves? I understand self-love and affirmation, but it's like you get a birthday, okay? That
Congrats.
you get a couple presents, maybe a cake if people think
I
that.
talked to somebody a few weeks ago that had three sweet 16s.
I mean,
Three
it's-
like parties?
Yeah, 3 different parties.
well, and then also I was talking to a mom yesterday because then when they graduate, they have all the grad parties and the brunches and the breakfasts and I'm like,
But you know what all
What
of
the
it is now?
hell?
It's social media. Everybody wants to show their
It's the
shit
best.
off.
it's an Instagram
Hashtag
post
and
is what it
yeah.
is.
That's what it
It's
is.
all about it's have it leading a post-worthy life.
God, I am so glad we did not live during that time.
Oh, for so
you
many
are not
reasons.
kidding.
So
But when
many
we were
reasons.
growing up, like, first of all, 16 wasn't monumental. It was 15 for me anyway, because 15 was when you got
You had
your license.
quinceañera. Oh,
Yeah, she was in Mississippi.
Mississippi, we got our
Mississippi
license
and
when we were
Louisiana 15.
whoa.
So you did 16 was like what nobody
Old hat.
cared. I mean, but it was the car. Like you got your license and you got the clunker car,
Mhm.
and that was your 15th party. It was like
I
here's your
cannot
car.
believe
The old
15.
Honda.
I'm one of those that I believe you should be able to drink at 18 because you can
Fight for your
vote,
country,
you can
yeah.
fight for your
Yeah.
country. I don't think you should be able to drive until you're 18 because I think getting behind, a massive
I
steel
can't,
and a ton of weight.
And watching the way some, especially teenage boys, make decisions.
Well, and I don't know about you guys, but it seems like every other 16-year-old at least has a wreck. So
Oh,
I think the driving age should be 18. I think everything should be 18.
I think a lot of parents make light of it. They've already had their first wreck. I'm like, well, I don't. Good gravy. That was not my parents' attitude about, well, she's already had a first one. No, but I'm like, I really feel like that everyone loves to celebrate everything. Like, and and what made me think of it also was, I was listening to the Braves the other night, and they were saying that the smoke, that like every time that there was a strikeout, they shoot smoke out, and it said, almost looks like pink, like somebody's having a gender reveal. I'm like, is somebody paying freaking Truist to have a gender reveal? Like, I was like,
probably.
but anyway,
They're slowly dying, I think.
no, they're not. And
I-
people do them for every kid they have.
Well, I just don't know how much more creative you can get on the gender reveal.
They don't. They just want it to be about. I'm like, having the babies isn't that enough?
It's enough.
Come on.
And I'll tell you, the
We also
coolest
didn't
thing.
find out. We were not finder outers.
Yeah, well, see, we found out for Leighton, and then the second one, I was like, let's just not find out.
Mhm.
And it was a mutual agreement. And when Jack came out, it was just awesome. I mean, it would have been awesome either way, but just the
It's
surprise.
the greatest surprise that you're ever like.
And I know people are like, I need to pre-paint the nursery.
That was me. I had to.
You can do a neutral, can't
I
you?
had to be organized.
Well,
so, like,
and with the people like, you didn't find out with your little three. I was like, I was screwed either way.
Yeah.
It did not matter what color onesie they're getting the onesie that they get.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it. So I'm like, they're getting put in the crib they get put in, and no, we.
So we were talking about cars and 16-year-olds wrecking. Paul wants to know fastest you guys have ever been in a vehicle. I'm embarrassed to say for me, but it was 130 on 459. It was years ago.
What?
And I was a passenger. Yeah, I was not happy about that.
I'm not a I don't know. I got pulled over this morning. Whoopsie.
Did you?
Did you get out of it
I got out of it, but I was going 84,
In a.
on the highway? I hope.
70.
Well, that's not
Well,
bad.
at least it was on the highway.
Yeah.
It wasn't
But
through a
the thing that
neighborhood.
made me mad is I was going with the flow of traffic. Like I wasn't going 84 weaving in and out
You
of people.
saw those tinted
I
windows.
was going with the flow of traffic, and then all of a sudden blue lights, and I'm like, dude, are you going to pull everybody over? Like we were all going 84.
He saw those tinted windows and was like, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But
So are you a uniform girl? Do you like guys in uniforms?
which
Athletic
uniforms?
uniform, not a
No, I'm just saying
uniform.
there's certain people that like military and
A
cops. I was just
baseball
wondering.
uniform?
Yeah,
No, I'm not a no.
So how'd you get out of it?
I didn't try. I was mad.
You didn't drop a button?
No, I was mad, and I rolled the window down, and when I rolled the window down, I had it in my hand, and I'm like, just write the ticket and let me go. Like, I'm done with you. And so I just handed it to him, and he was like, how you do? Like, as I handed it to him, he was kind of like offended, I think, that I wasn't going to cry and carry on. And he was like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. Oh. And then he was like, all right.
But clearly,
all right.
I'm in a hurry. So
like, he was just kind of mad that I wasn't. And I'm just like, dude, write the ticket. Let's go. And so then he came back and he was like, look, you have a very good driving record, which I was like, well, thank you. And he was like, I'm just slow down.
When's the last time you got a ticket?
I don't remember.
Yeah, see, I remember mine.
I'm not going to disclose that information.
I did.
It's been a decade, though.
When I was in college, I got 2 in one trip one time.
Oof.
I was driving from I was driving from Birmingham from here to Starkville. And I got one in Tuscaloosa, and then I got one in a speed trap in Mississippi. And yeah.
I get one way too frequently. So.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a speeder, really.
I'm not either. And Paul's asking for more context from me. I was with my ex-wife, and we had just been out, and she just decided to go really fast. Yeah.
Wow.
I got to go at speed at Talladega. I guess that counts.
I don't know what was going on.
Like
she might
around
have
the track?
been.
I got to ride, but it was I got to go at speed with a driver one time.
One of the fast laps. Yeah.
No,
I did that too. I didn't love it.
I don't think I would like that.
It makes you
the embankment. The
wall.
Yeah. Whatever the what am I looking for here?
Well, no, because you have the bank, like you're up high, and they have to go a certain speed, obviously, to even stay up there. But it does make you realize that they are athletes, because watching them hold on to that thing as the car is like shimmying, and I'm like,
well, yeah, and it doesn't drive like a BMW. That steering wheel is really tight.
Yeah.
I would not like that.
So anyways.
Michael wants to know, what have you been your favorite ages with your kids? He said he's enjoying the 6-month stage right now. God bless you, Michael. You're a special dad, because I did not like the 6-month stage.
I think that's a good stage. 6 months.
They're smiling. They have newborns.
Have a personality.
Newborns just lay there, and you're like.
Again, I like the 3 to 4. Once they could wipe their own ass, they could talk a little bit.
They cannot wipe their own ass at 4, can they?
Some
3
can.
and 4?
I hope. I was gonna say I've got 2 boys, so I don't know at what age they finally start mastering that crap.
I think it was something like that.
I think personally, 2nd to 4th grade was a sweet spot, because they're still little and they still get all excited about Christmas and Easter Bunny, and they're not jaded, but they're big enough that they can go take a shower.
Yeah. 4th, 5th grade.
Go do all that stuff. And I love
4th, 5th grade.
I tell parents, I'm like, enjoy that stage.
Yeah. The best advice I ever got, though, is to not. What was his name? Michael, the 6-month. Don't wish for them to be older.
Right.
Don't
so
say
fast.
I can't wait till they start crawling, and I can't wait till they start walking, because you miss the sweet spot of what they're actually doing.
I'm to the point in life where I don't wish anything would hurry.
No.
Yeah, no.
I'm excited about football season again, but I'll embrace the summer.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I'm not fast forwarding time anymore.
No, but man, I mean, but I was a stay-at-home mom, and as a stay-at-home mom, some of those stages just fucking suck. I mean, I'm not gonna.
No, they do.
When all you do is watch.
You were a stay-at-home mom for a while too, right?
I was. So, but I would wear a T-shirt, and at ages 2, 3, and 4, just green shit just comes out of their nose constantly, and I would just use my T-shirt. There was no point in even getting Kleenex.
I'll pour you another one.
No, that's why I'm like, there are just some stages that just suck with little kids.
Yeah.
And now with a 15, almost 16, she'll be 16 in June. That's no.
Did y'all ever get lice?
Oh, we can't. We stay lice.
Really?
In my house. Still.
Oh man, Layton got it one time, and
right now I don't know.
It almost drove Becky to the grave. And I remember, a little man would get his head shaved all the time, and I had my head shaved at that point, so we weren't worried about us. But that lice damn stuff,
you can't get it. It's almost like whatever. We got it again.
That's a bad stage.
It's constant.
Yeah,
especially with hair.
They say blonde-headed kids don't get lice as much as brown-headed kids do. It's something with our follicle.
Really?
I don't know. Mm-hmm. Because I Googled it one day, because my nieces never get lice and they're blonde-headed. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing wrong?
Right.
Why is Kennedy constantly? And I started reading, and it's something to do with brunettes. And like,
Note
I
to
don't know.
self: don't ever let Kennedy borrow a hat.
I know.
Hey, you
right?
just
Brittany.
you said some really bad words, and I want to let you know your daughter's watching.
Oh, did
She
your
said,
daughter
she
commented?
wants to know: are you going to be home to take her to practice, or does she need to find a ride?
Oh,
Do you want to tell
Oh yeah,
young lady what you did?
I don't know. Do you want to drive us to volleyball practice too? Because
Where is
locked my
volleyball
keys.
practice?
It's in Vestavia.
oh.
I locked my keys in my car. I never locked my car ever, but I just got a new pair of sunglasses and I locked my car. And I realized because I had to carry I take the glasses home and wash them.
Yeah.
So I had my wallet, I had the glasses, I had my other beverage that I carry with me all the
Okay.
time.
Why do you not lock your car?
I don't care if
normally?
somebody steals it. It's a 2010 Yukon XL with 200,000 miles on it. I'm like, I might get more
Say
from
that out loud.
Yeah.
I might get more from the insurance company
You
than I
might,
might get
you
from
might.
so I'm like, let a tree fall on it.
Oh.
Nobody wants
Just don't steal my new glasses.
that's the car that after I took the goats to their house, it had goat poop and pee in it, and the transmission went out, and it sat in downtown Birmingham
Oh,
for
I
a week
remember that.
with goat poop in it. So yeah,
So is she getting a ride to practice?
I don't know. You do.
Layden, my
No one
advice from
knows.
before is I would find a ride if you
No,
can.
it's okay. I'll be home. I'll get
Okay,
you. I got you, boo.
Okay, there you go.
We're
Okay.
gonna walk because she doesn't have her keys.
No, it's
But
okay.
you don't have your glasses either.
I've got my
You're
glasses.
screwed.
I've got my
Your
glasses.
sunglasses.
Sunglasses are in the car.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Locked.
Locked.
It'll get stolen now that it's locked.
Locked.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. Next round cocktail hour with Kelly Hunter and Brittany Wagner. I'm Lance Taylor. It is brought to you by our friends at Blakelee's Bouquets. They are the best. Anniversary arrangements, new baby gifts, birthday flowers, wedding flowers, funeral flowers, and they helped us with Joe Exotic last Friday. I don't
How
know
did
if
that
you
go, by the way? Did y'all enjoy Tom? I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's crazy. He's batshit crazy. He is going to be running for president.
Is he enjoying prison?
I don't know. The funny thing is, the first thing he's going to do when he's elected, he's going to pardon himself.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's good,
Of
right?
That makes sense. But I just didn't know. Like,
Well, I mean, I think there's some elements to prison he probably doesn't
well,
know.
I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't mind. I mean,
Back to though the purchase, the biggest regret purchase. I know it's not your sunglasses.
biggest
but
regret purchase. Gosh, I'm gonna have to think about that. Like, I don't know.
do you have a biggest regret purchase?
Like a big purchase. Like I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of like a big purchase. I was just like, that was. I'm sure my husband can come up with lots of them because he always tells me every time I go somewhere, he's like, "Don't buy any magic beans. Just don't buy the magic beans, Kelly."
Some cars, like
Some cars. How many cars have you had?
A lot.
She goes through a lot of cars.
Okay. Okay.
I probably should have just kept some cars and saved some money along the way.
Yeah, mine would be like clothes in their entirety.
Yeah.
Because I've learned that when you go and you find something you don't think you can, that you can't live without it, then that's when you buy it. But if it's just like, I kind of like this, then I've just got so many clothes in my closet.
Well,
that
you
it
like
doesn't work.
clothes too. You like
I
clothes.
do, I do, but
And
I
you like
wish-
shoes.
I do like shoes a lot, but I wish I could minimalize and just, what would be cool in a perfect world is to like seriously like have, I don't know, X amount of shirts, X amount of pants, X amount of shoes, and rotate them like every 2 years.
Mhm.
That would be perfect world. That's hard to do though.
You know, a lot of people nowadays do the rent. Like,
yeah.
I have a friend that like literally doesn't, or I have a friend who her daughter doesn't buy clothes anymore, and she pays like $40 a month. They send her like 5 outfits, like because she doesn't dress up a lot, and
Yeah.
so like, and then she just wears those and sends them back, and then they send her more. And
I
she
do that
just
with like
keeps it
when I
going.
have to get like there's one gala we go to
A
every
dress,
year, and
yeah.
I rent the dress each year because I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
buy a nice one.
Yeah.
I'll have to wear it all the time.
Why would you? You know, it's funny. The Service Guild, not to throw them under the bus, it's probably we did a bad job.
It's
But
okay. They do a great job. We
Yeah.
love the Bell Center.
okay, but we were doing their
Oh,
annual
so
event.
Cooper's been to the Bell Center. Jack
Yeah,
been to the Bell
Jack's been
Center.
there. So we did an annual event at the club. And so we had done it like 3 years, and it was a black tie. So I actually rented a tux the first 2 years, and the third year I was like, well, we're dialed in. We're gonna be doing this every year. So I went and got a custom
Oh, it
tux.
was
That was the last one I did.
Do you still have the tag?
I still have the tux, yeah, and like randomly, like every
Yeah.
2 years, there'll be an event that comes up, and I've got a wedding coming up in May. That's it's a nighttime black tie optional. But I hate going to a wedding and wearing a tux because you don't want to get confused with the wedding party.
Yeah.
Not that I think I would.
No, but I mean, you're at the age where you should own a tux. That's one of those things. I think you reach
Really?
you reach a certain age. Yes, you have
You
a
should
tux.
own a tux.
Yes, Yes.
Oh.
I think once you kind
I
of,
don't think I know people that go to things that need a tux.
well, once you start going to weddings again, when like your children's friends start getting, like when Kennedy's friends start getting married.
Yeah.
I think, you'll need more.
Fancy?
Yeah.
I'll be going alone, Kelly.
Layden,
Yeah, you will.
Layden said the dog. I don't know what that means.
The dog.
Oh, just stop.
Okay.
Okay. Just stop.
A Delta 8 vapes from Steven at the gas station are the biggest letdown purchases.
Okay.
Well,
I
go
think
to a
vaping alone-
CBD store and just get Delta 8 or Delta 9 and probably not a letdown.
And just don't
I'll
waste
tell you,
money on vaping.
There's
Vaping's
this,
bad.
yeah, I know so many vapors too, but there's this local CBD store out by us,
Mhm.
and there's a local preacher that makes the Delta 9s.
Can they sell those here in Birmingham?
Yeah.
Or in
I
Alabama?
mean, there's a gray area, but yeah, you can. But
It's a loophole.
this preacher, man,
Oh,
he
yeah.
has got it dialed in, but it's next
A
world stuff.
preacher?
Yeah, but my problem is,
Nice.
like during my after my tonsillectomy, a good buddy of mine brought me Jenny's ice cream,
Mhm. I remember. Yeah, you
and
had the whole thing.
and I'm not exaggerating. I've probably had 8 pints since. Like I'm eating that shit almost every night. I'm like addicted to it now.
But you'd lost 19 pounds. You can
It's
afford
back.
to eat.
It's bad.
You can afford to eat. Some
Jenny's ice cream.
So good though.
What's your favorite flavor?
Salted caramel?
How does
He
that?
knows.
Does
Yeah.
that? So
Salted caramel's 1. Number 2 is the biscuit and peach jam, and number
What?
3 is the ooey gooey butter cake.
Ooh,
You're
I
not-
would like the
are you,
ooey
you're not a chocolate guy?
Yeah, I like chocolate. There's a chocolate that's got it's either the peanut butter with the chocolate flakes or the chocolate with peanut butter flakes. It's really good. And they've got a double chocolate.
Okay.
You know, I've had too many of this.
I just didn't know because like you rattled off your top 3 and none of them really had chocolate in it, so I didn't know.
But I could do without chocolate.
So does the CBD lead into the
Oh yeah,
Jenny's
yeah.
ice cream?
That
Is that
was-
where, okay,
yeah.
I thought we were making
That was the correlation.
We're going full circle there.
It leads to everything. Like on a Saturday night,
Trouble.
I'll end up. This is a sad admission, but I was bored Saturday because the kids were out of town. I was up till 6 a.m. I watched 4 straight movies, and then when I came back down the next morning to clean up, like peanut M&Ms, chips, Jenny's ice cream. I mean, I probably went through 4,000 calories. And I'm not exaggerating.
Look like the old Lamb to Kai days back.
Yeah, it was bad.
So
it makes you hungry. So if you ever need to gain weight,
That is not anything I will ever need to do.
but now I need to know what 4 movies you watched.
so
Do you watch action, rom-com? Like what do
I
you
watched The Dirt, which I had seen one time at the beach, but I didn't remember it. The Motley Crue.
Oh yeah,
based
I've
on
read
the
that
memoir.
book. Gosh, that's
I need to read the book. The movie was a little, I don't know, a little cheesy, but
that book explains some because I met the one guy in Las Vegas one time, Nikki Sixx.
yeah.
I mean, he stared at me like he would like it made me uncomfortable the way he stared at me. And then you find out you find out his whole background. You're like, that guy is
Yeah.
fucked up. But-
He really is. But so Ashley Smith,
and I mean that in a very loving way.
one of our friends, she was their publicist for years.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really, really cool.
I like her.
And so she's in the book. She wasn't in the movie, but she was talking about Nicky is like the brains behind it. He's the guy that keeps everything together. Without Nicky,
And when he goes over the cliff, the whole band goes over the cliff.
absolutely.
I'm sorry. Okay, so you watched The Dirt.
Yeah, so I watched The Dirt, then I watched Boogie Nights.
Okay.
Then I watched Bad Boys 3. This is just random stuff. And then I think I got to Superbad. But yeah,
Superbad is so fun.
I remember looking at my watch. It was 6. I was like, it's time to go to bed.
You need a schedule.
I do.
We come on. We need
Yeah.
a life coach. Like we gotta get your.
Do I need a life coach?
Yes.
Okay.
You gotta get it together.
I'm functional. I show up at work.
I know,
I just
but
my weekends I blow it
if
out.
I didn't have kids, that's what I would do.
But isn't it better that I
That's-
blow it out at home than out?
I would be like that because I don't. I've always, even my mom said when I was little, I always would stay. She would put me to bed. She would like put the baby gate up in front of my door, and she would have to go to bed. She's
Yeah.
like, you just would not sleep. I've always just, and that's when I tell people, I'm like, find a job that you can do that. That's why, like, when I worked nights in TV, it was fantastic because I would get home at midnight, stay up till 2:30 or 3,
Not my
go to
thing.
bed, wake up at 10.
Really?
No.
So what I'm going to try to do this summer, this is going to be a new me. I'm going to try to,
Summer of Lance.
instead of like starting to drink at like 7 or 8 at night, I'm going to day drink and I'm going to try to go to bed at like 9. I've heard that's the way to do it.
I mean,
But
I go to bed at 9.
My
but
problem is my day drinking leads to night
That's what I was going
drinking.
to say. I don't know that you have.
Why do
There's
you
no
have to
kill
day
switch.
drink? Why can't you just like
Well, we're
Nine.
day drinking right now. It's next round
Yeah, but
cocktail
I mean,
hour.
But you've said there's no kill switch. Like nobody
not.
is able to just like
They can't ring me in.
yeah, no. And so
It's a bad thing.
there's no governor on this, and that's why I don't know that all you would be doing is starting your evening earlier.
Yeah, that's probably true.
End up like Morgan Wallen and
Yeah, what? Okay, did he?
passed out in a.
God,
Is that
so-
what happened to him? Like, cause my daughter, Layden, she's like the next morning. She's like, dude, did you hear about Morgan Wallen in Oxford? And she was telling me, I was like,
So he had a Saturday night show, then Sunday night.
Yeah,
So my ex-wife Bethany, her cousin, 10 years to the day younger than her, is like her best friend.
Mhm.
And so they had been in town. Bethany had gone to Livingston where they lived Friday, Saturday. And then Jess and her friend and their daughters all loaded up and got an Airbnb in Oxford Sunday night. And they spent a shit ton of money.
yeah.
And they went over there, they tailgated all day, they went to dinner, they watched both shows. And he didn't announce until after the opening
Right.
acts, like an hour after that he wasn't coming out,
That's
which is
what I heard.
complete bullshit.
Was he?
Supposedly he.
Lost his voice.
No, well.
Well, that was
that was the
the
excuse. I'm sure you just got piss
supposedly
hammered, right?
He was out all night at Funky's, which I think is a bar in Oxford, and then kept it going, day drinking Sunday, and it ended up in the hospital getting his stomach pumped out from ODing on stuff.
I mean,
supposedly.
well, because I was telling my daughter was like, why can't he just reschedule?
Allegedly.
I was like, the money that they lost on that, the logistics of everything of them like rebooking the venue, getting everybody like it's.
Not to mention the amount of people you.
I was like,
Well-
he got his ass. He got his ass chewed out, hopefully by his handler.
Oh, he had to. And and where he is in his career right now, I mean, he's been through a lot of shit.
And I don't know if you can
He's gonna
afford
have
to
to
do
make-
this.
Well, I'm not so sure his handler should. I mean, you're not a very good handler if you're continually allowing. that
But
crap
I
to
did
happen.
see, y'all seen Almost Famous, and when they lose, it was the Stillwater, the front man.
Yeah.
Billy
Jason-
Crudup is his real
Jason.
name.
No, I thought Jason Lee was
Jason Lee was the guitarist.
right.
Billy Crudup was, I guess
Jason Lee was the lead singer.
Yeah,
Billy Crudup was the lead
guitarist, but he
yeah.
was kind of the face of the band.
Mhm.
And he went to the party in Wichita and got all out of whack, and his handler couldn't. I've tried to. I'm not a rock star, but my handlers have never really done
Your
well with me
handlers
either.
have Never reined you in
Yeah,
either.
but Morgan Wallen needs to. He's been in so much
Somebody
trouble
needs to
already.
rein
I don't
him
think.
in.
I mean, I don't think he's in a point in his career where he can do this like on the
Yeah.
reg without people just being like,
Not to mention that his ticket prices were up there.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were very similar with Taylor Swift's ticket prices.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, if you're going to charge that much for a ticket, you need to freaking show
Better.
up.
Yeah, and like Taylor, I've been to one of her shows. I took the
They're
kids. and she-
phenomenal.
3 hours.
Worth it.
Puts everything into
Morgan
it.
Wallen? I
Yeah.
don't think so. You have
Well,
one album.
I was going to say,
Like,
what is his catalog that he's going to
I don't know,
extend?
but now I'm sure as hell not paying that.
Well,
for a
how many
ticket.
people are now going to be like, I'm not paying if we
A
don't know
lot
he's
of
going to
people.
show up?
Be
Anyway,
tough.
I don't mean to.
Okay, so it's been Next Round Cocktail Hour.
Mhm.
This is her last dry cocktail hour.
Allegedly.
Maybe we'll see.
What if I just give this up forever?
You can. Hey,
Right.
people do it every single day. That's Brittany Wagner. That's Kelly Hunter. We
Kind of
appreciate you
kills the
guys tuning in.
cocktail hour vibe.
Again, thanks to Blakelee's
I'll be
Bouquets
back next week.
for everything they do. Anniversary arrangements to baby gifts, birthday flowers, wedding flowers, funeral flowers, anything you need. BlakeleysBouquets.com. Really appreciate all of the feedback in the chat room there. You guys tune in again next week. We'll be back 3:30. We do it every Tuesday, and tomorrow morning, live 9 a.m. Another edition of the
Anybody?
Next Round.
You want to promote tomorrow?
Thumbs up, Brown. Who we got tomorrow?
Todd Furman.
Todd Furman. We're going to be talking NFL draft odds, which is really fascinating.
Who was the
you guys, would
who
you
was the
date Will
OJ
Levis or is he
investigator?
too young?
Scott? Was it
Too
Scott
young.
Furman? Mark
He's
Furman.
about to be
I thought-
really loaded.
Do we think he's going in the top
I think he might be
5
one
or
number
6?
two.
Really?
Yeah. Number two.
Who's got the number 2 pick? Texans?
Yep. Very good. Look at Brett. But yeah, more NFL draft talk tomorrow. We're only 2 days away from that. But everybody have a wonderful Tuesday, and thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, thumbs up.